So what you need to do is you need to go to your disability service provider. And they'll be on campus, and you track them down. I can spell my first name. I can spell the street I live on. I can spell my middle name off and on.
Christopher Lee has learning disabilities. He also has a PhD, a great job, and a mean butterfly stroke. The butterfly came easily. The PhD and the job took blood, sweat, and tears, beginning very early.
Elementary school was just painful. I always was afraid that someone was going to catch me, that someone's going to ask me to read out loud. So I was always trying to hide.
Success in competitive swimming gave Christopher the confidence to keep plugging away at school. He wound up swimming for the varsity team at the University of Georgia, and that's where reading and writing became more than pain and misery.
For so many years, it was all about mechanics. I spent years with teachers telling me, spell this right, put a period here, do the right grammar. I never really got to the actual content. It wasn't until college that I had teachers that taught me that it wasn't about the mechanics of writing, it was actually about getting something beautiful down on the paper.
Now he's back at the university, goofing off during his lunch break, and working to help students like himself. He's the director of the Alternative Media Access Center, or AMAC. They provide electronic textbooks to students with disabilities all over Georgia. They also provide training on the software that helps students get the most out of these books. Christopher's an expert at that because he uses these tools every day.
What I do is I basically open up Talking Pointer, so it allows me to put my cursor on any part of the paper and it will read to me.
Britain to cut 1,600 troops in Iraq, Blair says.
See, that's a little depressing, so I probably will miss that article and go into the next articles.
And here's how he writes.
This position will assist the Alternative Media Access Center. Cap that. Now that may seem awkward and slow. However, prior to having voice recognition software, I couldn't even put a complete thought down on writing because it scared me so much.
Christopher has been able to write 2 books and a 246-page dissertation thanks to technology, so he's a big fan.
I can't tell you how much I love technology.
Christopher works closely with lawyer Tamara Rory. She's the head of compliance at AMAC, and she's blind.
When I was young and going through school, I remember having 5, 6 Braille books in a big old huge bag.
Today, Tamara carries around her Braille in her PDA.
It talks and it has a Braille display, so I can read the notes that I've taken, I can read the files that I download. I often will download books directly to this PDA and read those.
So how do you get a history book onto a Braille PDA or into any electronic format? Some publishers will provide the files, but if they don't, it's slice and dice. Yes, AMAC is digitizing books by hand. It's tedious and expensive and critical.
70% of people with disabilities and 70% of people who are blind and visually impaired are unemployed. The tragedy of the 70% unemployment rate is that all of those people want to be employed. They all have skills to offer. They all have potential.
Christopher's working to spread the word about alternative media. He wants to provide his electronic books to college students nationwide, and he's working to push the message down into grade schools. The mission is personal.
For so many years, I truly believed I wasn't very smart. I truly believed I was stupid. And that kills me because there's so many other kids like me going through the same thing. And we've got to catch these kids early. Mark, are you there?
That compassion keeps him on the job and his spirits high. Someone's got to look out for kids with disabilities. He's like a superhero who wants to share the source of his powers.
Technology! Technology can unlock the minds of these individuals that are right now kind of locked behind a cage of letters. And it can get them through college, and it can have them keep and maintain a job. It can open the world for them, it can make them independent, and it can change the world.